Bolt independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the UK. I'm back for another Coffee and Cards Live. Good afternoon. I'm just setting my camera up, so do bear with me if you're joining me for a moment. Just get a nice shot there. Actually, if I bring us back down a little bit, we'll get more in shot and straighten up. That's better. There we go. So I'm just gonna, we are a bit skew. I am going to give a few moments, just see if anybody joins us live. Anybody who watches us this afternoon. A little bit of copy and cards crafting. I'm very much looking forward to a little bit of crafting with you. I am just checking out on my laptop next to me that I am live. And if anyone joins me, I can see my comments more easily on there. So I won't be a moment. Oh, there I am. There we go. Perfecto. Lovely. So is it warm where you are? Is it hot? Or is that a stupid question? Us British, we love to talk about the weather, so we have got lots to talk about right at the moment. We are experienced quite a heat wave for us in the UK. Yesterday was forecast to be 30 degrees and my car registered 37. Hi Shaz, thank you for joining me. I'm so glad you're here. And my car registered 37 on the way home from the school run yesterday, and then it levelled out at around 34. It's very, very hot for us, and I do believe this is set for a week. And next Sunday, we've got a forecast of 34, so it's probably going to be higher than that too. So I thought you'd join me and we could do some sunsets and cocktails and drinks and yeah, let's cool off a bit, shall we? My lovely son, he went out this morning and said, oh, I'm just going to get a drink, Mum. And he brought me back a lovely strawberry lemonade. So I haven't got my coffee for Coffee and Cards today. I've got my strawberry lemonade. I'm dripping it everywhere though. All the condensation is running off it. It tastes amazing and the colours are gorgeous. There's water everywhere. But you could see the colours that it was. It was kind of pinky, strawberry, I don't know, really pretty colours. Oh, such a lovely treat, Shaz. It was really nice. I was like, oh my life, that's just the best thing. So I sat in the garden for a bit with my planner, did a bit of planning. I thought I'd better come in and go live. It's hot there in Ontario. I'll bet you have air conditioning. I'll hope you do, Sherry. Thank you for joining me. We don't do air conditioning in the United Kingdom because, you know, maybe 2 days a year we get a hot, properly hot weather. So when we do get a week or so of this, we'll just melt in a puddle because, you know, the most we can get is a fan in the corner of the room. So, or we can go and sit in our car and turn the air conditioning on in there. Oh dear. So I thought we'd have some cocktails today. A bit of cooling off. It's a very warm indeed. Although yesterday it was hot with blazing sunshine. Today it's very cloudy. It's still like 29 degrees, but at least you haven't got that relentless sun. And I did take the dog for an early walk today so that he didn't get too hot, bless him. So we went quite early, which was nice. I'm going for one of my favourite summery colours. I'm going for a bit of this, Coastal Cabana. Actually, not that piece, actually, because that piece isn't the right size. This piece. I've got a white piece for stamping on. No, I can't imagine you could live without air conditioning in the summer, Sherry, because I imagine it would be just relentless. Can you imagine what it would have been like before air conditioning? Oh, no. No, I can't. It's hard enough as it is. So I've got a thick basic white card base. I've got my favourite colour. I've got Coastal Cabana, and I've got a white one. Now I've made my white one for stamping on just a teensy bit smaller, so 0.3 centimetres smaller. So for our measurements, hi Amanda, it's 31. You don't have aircon either. I hope you get a breeze there, Amanda. It's very hot, isn't it? We're all in the same boat. Let's have lots of drinks and ice lollies. So a regular card base of thick basic white is 14.8 by 10.5. This one is ½ centimetre smaller, so it's 10 by 14.3. And I've just gone down for my top layer by 0.3, so that makes that 14 by 9.7. There we go. I'll have to, no, I don't need an insert because I've got a white card base. Perfect. So let's put that to the side. Yes, super hot. So we need some cocktails and yeah, sunsets and all of that to think about, don't we? So nothing is better than. I love this stamp set. I've had it in my stash forever. I resisted buying it. It's been out 2 or 3 years, this one. Hi, Linda. Thank you for joining us. That's lovely to see you. I resisted buying the stamp set and the die bundle for a while. I don't know why. And then back last year, I bought it because I loved it. I still haven't hardly used it, inked it up. I have a little bit, but hardly. And then it's carried over again because it's so popular. So I thought it's time I cracked it open and had a bit of a play with it. Okay, so we got Nothing's Better Than. And then in the same bundle, we have Love You More Than. And these are the dies that go with it. And it's got words. So it says Love You More Than. And it says cocktails, chocolates, cookies and coffee. And then it's got these that go around the stamps. So we've got the dies that cut out the cookies, the cocktail, the coffee cups and the chocolates. Oh, what more could you want? What more could you want? So yeah, I really like the summer. I live all winter just counting down the days for the summer. I hate the cold with an intense dislike. I hate it as far as I'm concerned. Summer is June to the end of September because unless it's above 20 degrees, it's not summer in my head. So I'm enjoying this weather, but it is a little bit extreme even for me. I am admitting it. I am. It's a bit too hot. Right, I've got some hot colours in here. So I've picked out Pumpkin Pie, Mango Melody, and the new Sweet Sorbet colour. And I've got my blending brushes out. Look at these. They come in a pack of 3 like this. And you can see this morning I've been playing with them because I was inspired by my strawberry lemonade. Okay. Now, the other thing I got out to play with, because I thought you might like to see this, because this is a bit of fun. This is the Stampin' Up! Masking paper. And it's a bit of fun. It's really cool. Now, if any of you have ever done masking and you've used a Post-it note to do that, you know, a sticky note, you will know exactly what I mean. This is purposely made for masking, and you get lots of sheets in a pack. Now, I'm not going to stamp and mask, but I am going to cut the mask out using my cloud punch because I'm going to have my words aren't working very well. I'm going to have like a sunset. And I'm going to use, I think I'm going to have a couple of them actually. 2. And I might even go mad and have another one further up. My scissors out. I'm going to cut that off. It's very wasteful, but you didn't see that. All right. Have another cloud. You get lots of masking paper, so it's all good. So I've got 3 clouds with the cloud punch. If you don't have the cloud punch, you need it. If you look at the masking paper, there's a line down the middle of it. So if you don't need to, but if you cut or punch where the line is, it helps you take the backing paper off of it. So that makes it really easy. Here's my clouds. If I had turned my paper over, I would have got my cloud facing a different way, but that's all fine. Hooray. And I've got a bit of scrap paper underneath it. So all I need to do is decide where my clouds are going. So I'm just taking the backing off. You can see it's very sticky. It's really very sticky. It's much more sticky than masking tape. It's much more, not masking tape, what am I talking about? It's much more sticky than a Post-it note, okay? But it's not sticky like washi tape. So I'm going to pop it on here. Just stick it down. You do need to be careful when you're pulling it up. It should not rip your paper because this is what it's made for. However, I'm not going to promise if you don't stick it down really hard that it won't. But the reason you need to be careful pulling it back up is usually if you're using it with very delicate dyes or something. So if you cut a dye out using the masking, so you stamp and then cut it out and you've got leaves and tiny little fronds, just be careful when you lift it up because it's so sticky you might tear it. And if you tear it, you can just stick it back on. It doesn't really matter. But you can reuse your masks. So it's easier if you keep it all in one piece, probably. Sorry, I'm going to have a drink because it's so hot. Right, here we go. This is the fun bit. I have got the colours and I'm going to start with the, I think I'm going to start with the Mango Melody first. The lightest one first. And I think it's this colour. Yeah. So I love the blending brushes. They're my favourite way of adding ink. And I like to take a little bit off on my scrap paper before I start because otherwise it can be a bit harsh or leave like harsh smudgy bits on your card. So I always like just to blend it a little bit off because you can always add more but you can't really take it away. So has anybody been crafting? What have you been up to? Is it a good way to keep out of the sun? So done it with that one. I can use the same brush. It's sort of similar colour. I can wipe it off on a... You can clean these under the tap, but if you want to colour, change colour and you don't want to wash it in between, you can rub it really well on a microfiber cloth in between colours and you'll be able to remove a lot of it. I am going to go for pumpkin pie. My pumpkin pie's got a bit old. You can see how harsh that would be if I put it straight on there. You've been crafting, Amanda? Or what have you been making? I'd love to see. So here's my sunset. Now, if I walk over the fields not far from where I live, either in the morning, it's absolutely stunningly beautiful over the wheat fields when the sky is really blue, or in the evening when the sun's going down. It is just so pretty at this time of the year. Right, so there's my pumpkin pie. And now we're going for sweet sorbet. Okay. Oh, see, look, I just ripped that end off my cloud. It doesn't matter. You've been babysitting your grandchildren, so no time for crafting. Ah, I have to say, how lovely is that, though, to have grandkids? Ah, that's so nice. How old are your grandkids, Sherry? Oh, Louise, you've been making memory books. Oh, I'd love to see those when I next see you. Or post them in the Inkstampshare your craft group, a little picture or something to show what you've been doing. Oh, Hazel, you've been cross-stitching. That's lovely. I'll bet that's really relaxing. You can just sit quietly in the cool and have something in your hands to do. I like to do that with crochet, but it's a bit warm for me to crochet. Yes, you can reuse the clouds. You definitely can. So I'll show you a tip with that. So my sky is getting a bit nice red at the top. What's that old saying? Red sky at night, shepherd's delight. Red sky in the morning, shepherd's warning. So I think we're going to have a lot of shepherd's delight at the moment with the weather forecast. So this is the sweet sorbet. Okay. If I take the back of my stamp set, I'll show you. I can take these off. Do need to be a little bit careful about how you remove them, but you can see I've got a nice cloud, and then I can pop it. I can keep it anywhere. Put it on a cellophane bag, put it, you know, you can keep your masks anywhere with a little plastic coating. See, they rip quite easily. You just have to be a little bit mindful and then you're fine. But it doesn't matter if they rip, they work perfectly well. So I should put that one on there, like so, and I can keep that. And then this one should come off here, you see, and I can still go off and use that. It's not a deal. You just put it together when you're going to use it, and you've still got your masks. Very handy Very handy indeedy. Are you a bit close, guys? I don't know. I'm just looking through the camera. You look very close. I don't know how it feels on the other end. Okay, so here we go. We've got our sky. Now, when I practiced doing this, I thought, well, that's really quite dramatic. It's really good mask, isn't it? However, I thought this was a bit stark. So I came back in and I just took a little bit of that glaring whiteness out, because if you had a sunset, your clouds would be streaked with those beautiful colours, wouldn't they? So just very lightly change the colour so it's not so glaringly white. But I love this masking paper. It's really good and you get a lot of it. So there's our sunset sky, if you like. Now I've got a piece of basic white scrap cardstock. I have got the cocktail. So I think we need a cocktail, don't we? What's your favourite cocktail, ladies? Now I know it's the middle of a Tuesday afternoon. Okay, I understand this. But if it wasn't and you were to have a nice cocktail, what would be your cocktail? I am going to stamp 2. I would love to know. I'm not a big cocktail drinker, but I love to have one when I go on holiday. Holidays and holidays, love it. So I'm going to bring in some of our colours. I don't need that one for now. I do need this one. So I'll tell you what colours I've got. These are the Stampin' Blends markers, alcohol-based markers, and they blend really well. And I'm going to make our cocktails out of this. Oh my goodness. Peach and grape juice with gasoisa, which is a bit like lemonade, but not as sweet. Chris Andrew, cold, wet and windy in Sydney. Oh, John, thanks for joining. Oh, Chris, I'm so sorry. Chris, thank you for joining us. I'm so sorry it's cold in Sydney, in Australia. Of course, you're getting your winter now. We're having an absolute scorching time. Maybe you could have a bit of our warmth, and we'll have a little bit of your cold, and we'll have a nice medium. A gin and tonic with frozen blueberries. That sounds good. And Louise likes Sex on the Beach cocktail. Oh my word. Right, we are going to colour in our cocktails, and you ladies can decide what they are called, you ladies and gents. Gin and tonic with frozen blueberries sounds fabulous. I think that's right up my street. This colour at the bottom of this one is light Calypso Coral. You know how you have one of those fruit juice cocktails with all the mango and whatever, pineapple juice or whatever it is, and they all seem to be layered, or heavy syrupy bit ends up at the bottom and you have to stir it? That's kind of what I'm going for. So let's see how it goes. This one is Mango Melody, but any kind of yellow will work. I'm not sure if we still stock this colour, so you know, any of the yellows, pumpkin pie would go. I just can't remember if we do or not. I think I had it before. Light Mango Melody for the top. I'm not going to be on a very long time today, ladies, because it is so super hot. I had to shut the window because there's a lot of noise out the front, because a couple of people in my cul-de-sac are having some work done, which is fine. And then we have a pathway around the lake, kind of a little way down, and they are rebuilding the pathway, and they have all sorts of vehicles out there, and it was making heaven's own racket. I didn't think you wanted to hear that while we're doing coffee and cards. So hence it's quite warm now. Right. opportunity is a great idea. Right, now we're going to do one with blue colours because I like the same idea, but you know how you see these really exotic looking cocktails? I don't know what half of them are, but we'll just try and recreate what we think they're going to look like. So we got that would be Bermuda Bay Light. This one is going to be Dark Pool Party. And they blend really well if you just work over that line to make sure you don't get any harsh blend lines. It's the best. Do you know what? I'm going to do that tonight. I've got some blueberries in my fridge. I'm going to go and put some in the freezer. How civilized would that be? Oh, yes. It's all this talk of cocktails. Can't be doing that on a Tuesday. It does feel like you're on your summer holidays when the weather is like this, though. If you're not, you know, if you're not going out to work, it does feel like that. Right, there we go. So there's the lighter shade of that Pool Party at the top. And the reason I got that little Daffodil Delight one out was because I thought we would colour in our fruit. We'll make it a lemon. I think it is. Could be a lime. So pretty. And then I thought we'd just have opposite colour umbrellas on our cocktails. Oh, I did it the same colour. Oh, and the same colour. There we go. That way. And let's move those out of the way. And we'll go for this pinky colour. Oh, this is summer, isn't it? This is such a summery image. Summer. Right, okay. Now, those dyes. Oh, look, shall we just use the ones I've already done? Because it's easy. Oh, is that you, Anthony? If I could send you one of these cocktails over, you would appreciate it. Anthony, thank you for joining me. One is coming your way right now. Would you like this like yellowy one or the bluey one? I've already cut some out, guys, so I might as well use the ones I've already cut out because I was practicing my colouring, what colours to use. You can see how well the dye cuts out these little images. It's fabulous. So we're going to go for that. And I'll use this one a bit later. I can make more of these. Both cocktails. Right, it's on its way. Don't you worry. Oh, we have got our sunset. We have got our cocktails. Now, this is nearly as far as I'd got when I was planning this card, except for I did cut out of sweet sorbet because it was reminding me of my strawberry lemonade that John bought me this morning. You can't really see the colour anymore. It's so dark. Excuse me. Where is the cocktails dye? Here it is. Cocktails. I cut out of the, I want to call it strawberry lemonade now. Sweet sorbet. And so we have it there. And we go, oh, look, I got water on it from my own cocktail. Right, so that's going to go on here somehow. This is going to go on here somehow too. And then we're going to do some stamping. Now I need to be brave. Now, first of all, I'm going to try and brush over where I just dropped some condensation from my drink onto my card. Because that always happens, doesn't it? There we go. You'd never know. You would never know. Right. So, from the stamp set, we've got today is a, and this one says kind of day. Kind of day. Today is a. Put them on straight. And I'm going to work out where these are going to go. Right, I think we're going to have here and here. Now, I don't know what it's going to look like stamped in. I was going to stamp it in the Bermuda Bay, I thought. So here's my practice one that I made. In fact, that one's a bit better. Should we use that one? Because I don't have a splodge on it from my lovely drink. Made exactly the same way, and we'll practice our stamping on that one. So I'll make the mistake. So Bermuda Bay, it kind of goes with, well, it doesn't. This is Coastal Cabana. But I think Bermuda Bay will be a little bit stronger to stamp with. So we're going to go with that. And see what it looks like. Oh, I'm making a right mess with this. Oh. Shall I just clean that first? This is a very juicy ink pad. I don't think I've hardly ever used this when I replaced some of my old ones. Right, let's practice. See what it looks like. Today is a cocktails kind of day. I think that's fine. I think that's okay. Should we go for that and hope for the best? We'll try. Oh, I'm sorry your phone went, Shaz. It is a bit inconvenient, I know. Anthony says he likes the background. He needs to get his blending brushes inky again. I love my blending brushes. Absolutely. Get them out, get them inked up. Do you know if you don't use equipment, it sits in the cupboard and it cries? You know that noise you can hear? That's those stamp sets that you haven't put ink on. They're crying in the cupboard. And your blending brushes. They're crying in the cupboard behind you. Yeah, I know, I'm a bit bonkers. There we go. Today is a cocktails kind of day. Right, I think we need some adhesive now. We played with the masking paper, Anthony. So we cut clouds out of the masking paper. We punched it out with the cloud punch. And we use them to mask off the clouds. So let's have a go at this. I think one is going to be flat and one is going to go on top. So a little bit of Tombow. I haven't used it for ages, this Tombow. Just moving things up a little bit. I just noticed how far down the shot was. Oh, that's an interesting one, Amanda. No, I had terrible problems. Well, I don't have terrible problems. I was just getting so many problems on YouTube with doing coffee and cards on sorry, I was having a lot of problems with Facebook doing coffee and cards. There was a lot of times when the audio would go, something would go amiss. And then the last time I got a copyright strike on music. Now I don't have any music in the video or any of my videos. There was nothing on in the background. There was no music. So I went into one of our tech help groups and asked about it. And the thread filled up straight away with other people having exactly the same issue. And once you have a copyright strike, that takes because there was something going wrong and it was identifying these copyright strikes on everyone's who didn't have anything. The system's all backed up, so it takes weeks and weeks to get it sorted. I couldn't then download it to YouTube. And you know what? Facebook is not a video platform at the end of the day, but YouTube is. Oh, I must have been singing again. Actually, I thought that, but I wasn't on that one. I don't think they'd be able to recognise, to be honest, though, Anthony, anything I sang anyway. It's funny. Oh, bless you. Yeah, so I thought, right, I've been thinking about it for such a long time. Now is the time I was already doing my Fun Friday on YouTube. Now is the time to go ahead and um, take copy and cards over onto YouTube properly. So that's what I've been doing. Every week on a Tuesday, exactly the same time, 1 in the afternoon, I'm live on YouTube. I'm not sure. I think your end, you have to choose when to notify. I don't know. Let me look into that, Amanda, about how people get notified when I go live. That's a really good point. And what I was doing was popping over on Facebook. Sometimes I was popping on Facebook. Or I'll be live over on YouTube in just a few moments, or at 1 o'clock. So some people knew, but I'm not sure that everyone would just hop onto YouTube anyway, Facebook anyway, to know that. So I think I'll look into that. And as soon as I found out how I can do that, I will let you know. Also, the other thing I will be doing is changing my setup a little bit so that, what do you say? There should be a notification bell next to the subscribe button on YouTube. There absolutely is. Thanks, Anthony. I think that does notify you when I put one up, a recorded one. Does that notify you if I've gone live? I don't know, but that is worth trying, Amanda. Just click the little bell. If you've already done that and you're not getting notifications, then that answers the question, and I'll have to see. But the other thing is I am going to be making some changes along the way, but it's a little bit of a learning curve because I really like the interaction on Facebook where I could have both the forward and back camera, and you could see me. Oh, thanks, Sherry. It does it? You're a star. Thank you. So Amanda, click where the subscription button is. Next to that is a little bell, and it gives you notifications of when I go live. Perfect. Thank you, guys. You've answered the question. Brilliant. Yeah, so I did love the interaction of having both cameras so that I could speak to you face to face at the beginning of my live. You could see me. I could say hello properly, if that makes sense. It made me feel connected. And then I could turn the camera so you could see my hands. With YouTube, you can't, in the middle of a live, flip your camera. So I am looking at a way of doing that. I have a way of doing that planned out. So watch this space, because if I'm going to be on here doing coffee and cards, I want to be able to say hello properly. Yes. So cocktails. I don't know where the little dot is or the eye. I don't know what it looks like. I had a look at where I cut the die out, and if it's any of those bits left behind, they're smaller than a pinhead. So anyway, let's have a look. That's chocolate. Cock. Oh, it's a tiny dot, which I seem to have not have. Never mind, I've lost it. Today is a cocktails kind of day. And on the inside, oh, look. That's really funny. I have another stamped image on the inside of this card blank. I must have popped it back into my stash without knowing. Never mind, it looks pretty. I have a whole box full of all my card blanks. For when I cut one up, I put the other one in there ready. And I obviously had stamped on there and I popped it in there. That's hilarious. But the other thing I want to put on my card is... and I'm pretty sure tomorrow will be too. That's the sentence. Because with the weather that we're having, I'm pretty sure tomorrow will also be a cocktail kind of a day. So there's that one. Let's ink it up. I don't think I've ever used this stamp, so let's try it out. That's a bit better. Hope for the best. Sometimes you have to prime your stamp, rub it over with a pencil rubber or some Versamark, or just try it a few times. And oh, that's not brilliant, is it? I do need to practice with this stamp. I think I just squished it into my ink pad, so never mind. I'll probably use it and pop a new inner in there because that will annoy me. Oh, that's brilliant, Louise. YouTube gives you a notification when it might be because you're subscribed and you got a notification today. Thank you, Louise. Oh, Amanda has, but it doesn't send her the notification. Anthony, you're going to be eating ice cubes all week. In this, you're not a heat fan. I'm sorry. We'll send some of the heat somewhere else if we can. Okay, so there's our card. Now, I might make another very quick card because I have an idea using the big Hooray stamp set as well. But it will be a very quick one because it's hot and you don't want to sit around all day waiting for me to make a card, I'm sure. But I have got another card base, A4, cut in half and scored in half in my favourite colour, Coastal Cabana. And then I've got a piece of white that I need to... You are a fan of that card. Thank you. Hopefully the cocktails will come through to you. I am going to stamp on this before I cut it, I think. So I am going to take out, in this lovely stamp set, I love this. Kate's Cabana. Yeah, Kate's Cabana. I love Coastal Cabana. I am going to stamp big. Big. Have I got the stamp the right way around? Yes. Big. And I'm going to stamp in, so this is Coastal Cabana. I think I'm going to stamp it in, whew, I'm hot, Bermuda Bay. Let's go for the bright colours, shall we? And it was a very juicy one, wasn't it? Let's try it out. Look at that. Oh, look, that is so cool, isn't it? Let's do it. I made a card similar to this a few weeks ago. Not quite the same. I didn't use the cocktail stamp set. I Love You More Than, or whatever it's called. Oh, it's called Nothing's Better Than. And it has cookies, cocktail, chocolates, coffee. The coffee is a bit of me, to be honest. Right, let's see how many bigs we can get. I'm wondering if I can get 4 bigs. It's a funny sentence, if ever you heard one. 4 bigs. Right, okay. Now I'm going to trim it to pop on my card now. I think we trim it to about 8 centimetres. Take a little bit off the other end. So trim it to about 7.5, I think. Cold coffee and ice cream. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. It sounds like one of those drinks you can get in like in Costa's or Starbucks or something, if you know what I mean. Oh, sounds amazing. Big. I think I'm going to make a background as well. Have a look. So what did I do with the big? There's a big stamp in here that I need a big block for. It's called Hooray. Oh, hi Carol. You're sending me pictures of tails. Good morning, Carol. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like the card. It must be really hot with you there. Oh, I tell you, some of you ladies and gents come from some very hot, toasty places. So I do apologise for us Brits moaning whenever the sun peeps out. It's something we love to do, is talk about the weather. We absolutely love it. So I am going to take out my tone on tone stamp. So this one is Coastal Cabana, and we're going to go Hooray. And we're going to make like a background on this one. Hooray. I'm going to bring it off. We moan when it's hot and we moan when it's not. You're absolutely right. Honestly, we love it, don't we? We love to, it's the most exciting thing in the world for us if we get a storm or we get a lot of snow or heat, or I don't know if we're actually necessarily complaining. We just like to talk about it. Hooray. Some of this is going to be covered up. Have a bit at the top. See where I can fit it in. Hooray. Okay. A lot of hoorays. And we're going to put big. You can't really see that it says hooray, actually, because this is really a lot bigger than I thought. So we're going to put that on there, but you will, because your eye will work it out, because we're going to put hooray on the front. Okay, let's grab a piece of white. We are going to make a piece of the inside. So we need that to be 14.3 centimeters by 10. So that's our insert, because we've got a coloured card base. Okay, and this piece will be very handy for our hooray. So, Crystal Cabana hooray. Bring the stamp back in. Oh, I see, Amanda. Yeah, I imagine that would be quite a thing if you live in an agricultural area. You need everything to grow, so you would be talking about. Oh, you're going back to work now, Anthony. Thank you so much for joining me. Absolutely love it. Thank you. Anthony sent me an absolutely gorgeous card the other day through the post. I had proper snail mail, happy mail. I was absolutely delighted. I was beside myself. So pop over to my Instagram at Inkstampshare and you'll be able to see Anthony's gorgeous card that he sent me. Really lovely. Right. Okay, so I am going to cut it out. You don't have to. You could pop that on there. You could cut that down slightly, but I'm going to cut it out. Oh, you're so kind. I do love crafters. We're a kind bunch, aren't we? Such a lovely community to be part of. Don't forget, guys, if you're not already a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, we currently have a fabulous joining deal. We are in celebration. July and August is celebration, which means free products. For every £45 you spend, you can choose free items from the celebration brochure. But if you take up the joining offer and become a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in July or August, you get the stunning new Stampin' Up! Planner worth £42, I think it was, for free. It has a whole kit. It has a stamp set, it has this planner, it has the innards, it has 3 pretty branded notebooks. Hi, Brenton. Oh, from Crafting Down Under. Thank you for joining me. We're a bit international today. I love it. Brenton, I've been telling everybody about how warm it is because we're not really used to it over here. It's probably a bit chillier with you, but I registered 37 in my car yesterday, which is the highest I've ever seen it. But it was actually mostly it was around 34. So quite warm and toasty. Right, here we go. Let's cut this out. If you don't like fussy cutting, just cut it out in a rectangle. But you don't have to be perfect. I certainly am not. There we go, round we go. I'm kind of holding my breath. That's probably not a good idea. Does anyone else hold their breath when they're cutting out? It's 107, Carol, with you. Wow. Wow. Goodness. We don't have any aircon, obviously, so I went onto Amazon last night and I've ordered a little paddling pool because our temperatures are set to skyrocket even more over the weekend. I think Sunday is meant to be outrageously hot, well, for us anyway. And so I thought, you know, if we get to the point where we've stuck our head in the fridge and we don't know what to do with ourselves, we can just go and sit in it in the garden. How ridiculous will we be, fully grown adults sat in a paddling pool? Brenton is at 8 degrees with you. 46. Wow. Yeah, I was saying earlier, we'll send some of our warm weather to you. You send some of your colder weather, and we'll have a nice normal temperature then, both of us. That would work. But now you've all got me thinking about what cocktail I'm going to have tonight, or whether I do have that gin and tonic with the frozen blueberries. Oh my word! Feels very decadent on a Tuesday. Not right at all. Hooray! I've done it. Truly, hooray. So I've just cut out the hooray. Kind of just went round it. Big hooray. Now I need, excuse me, are the cocktails that I coloured earlier. You see, I knew I wouldn't waste them. Let's chop them out using the dies. And here's the die. So let's grab a bit of washi. Ah, we're nearly done. I do believe there's ice cubes as well in this set. Sorry, I didn't want to miss it. It's 35 degrees overnight. What? Where was that? A place in Spain. Oh my goodness. That's too hot. Right. And there. I'm going to just pop that through the Stampin' Up cutting machine that's behind me. Let's do that. Right. I'm back. I do apologise. Hello, hello, hello. I am back. I'm not sure, actually, it might have just been my battery that completely drained rather than it overheating. So I wasn't expecting it to do that. But I do apologise. Oh, you've all been chatting in the meantime. How lovely. I'm so sorry. I think my battery drained. I'm not quite sure why, because it wasn't that low at all. And I think that's what happened, because I have plugged it all in and we're back. So I can only apologise. I'm really, really sorry. I think I'll have it connected to the mains next time I go live. Maybe it was a mixture of that and the heat. I don't know. Dear. So we've got our big glued onto our card. And I've got our hooray. Oh, you live on the top of a hill, so you get a wind cool. You get a cool wind. I'm so glad. I don't know what you can see. Let me just refresh my page. On my laptop, it just gives me another circle of doom. But on my camera, I have me. Oh, good. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, thank you for being so patient and not just giving up on me. You're so sweet. So, some sticky foam dimensionals for our hooray. Big hooray. So I think this card might be going to my daughter, because today she would have been graduating. She's graduated, but she would have been celebrating her graduation. Long story short, she graduated last year during the lockdown period, and they had a mini celebration, but not the big graduation day. So the university put on a day where they got to wear their cap and gown, all socially distanced, all outside. They had photographers come in to take photos of them and things like that. So we went and we celebrated, but it wasn't the ceremony, but we did something, and that was absolutely lovely. And since then, she has gone off to do her teacher training, and I am absolutely incredibly proud of her. She spent the last year back at university training to be a teacher, and she has just graduated there too. She has got herself a lovely new job starting in September, and I'm so proud. But today would have been her repeat graduation day for her undergraduate course at Sussex Uni. But she has her induction day for her new job, and she's meeting her new class that she's going to have, her own class, and she's going to meet the children, she's going to meet the parents. And so she said, Mum, I'm not going to my graduation day. I need to go and do this. Oh, bless her heart. So she's not going to go get and celebrate and go and, I mean, she has a certificate already. And she said to me, Mum, I've done it already. I've got to wear my cap and gown and I got to do it all. So bless her heart. She's got her head screwed on. But I'm going to send her this big hooray card because I think she deserves to celebrate properly. I know. They had it a bit tough, these kids, during lockdown, didn't they? So I think I'm going to put hooray inside. So I'm super proud. We all got reasons to send hooray cards. So I love this set. And I think it goes really well with the cocktails, don't you? Yeah, so today we would have been watching her graduate, but she is meeting her class. How cool is she? Hooray! A little bit of glue. Like that. There we go. There's our cards finished. So we didn't really have to do much once I came back and got back live. Oh. She had a great holiday, Amanda. Thank you. We all went away at Easter and went to California, and it was amazing because we actually got to go abroad after all the great unpleasantness. And we did Yosemite National Park, and we did lots of lovely things as a family. She came with us. It was amazing. And the two boys came. It was fabulous. So we have got big hooray. I love this. I think this is really cool. Big hooray. And today is a cocktails kind of day. And I'm pretty sure tomorrow will be too. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me live and bearing with me during the technical difficulties. You are absolute gems and I really appreciate it. If you're new to my channel and you've not watched me before, please do think about subscribing. It really helps get the video suggested to other people who might like to see it. And do click that bell for notifications of future videos, and I'll have a look at that too, Amanda. And yes, so that you can get notified when I go live. I usually go live on a Friday at 11 and at Tuesday at 1 British Summer Time. So I'll be there and I shall see you on Friday. And if you like anything from my online shop, please pop over at katebolt.stampinup.net. And don't forget we've got celebration going on at the moment. Thanks, Amanda. Thank you, Carol. Thank you very much, guys. And I will see you on Friday. Take care, stay out of the sun, and enjoy your cocktails if you're having one, or your mocktail. Take care, guys. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.